Okay guys, happy new year, and today we are going to be showcasing the New Year's Brushstroke Denki Kaminari. I have his advanced leveling up to a decent point. It's not all the way done because I did also work on Jiro at the same time. As for the DX route, I did not pull an extra copy of him. I had to pity the one copy I have, unfortunately, so I don't have anything done on his DX route. However, I do have his basic route and his peace route completed. So I'm going to start by talking about his skills and what he can do. If you guys already know about that or you don't care to know about his skills and how he works, feel free to skip ahead to where the Ultra Arena matches start for this showcase. So his plus Ultra move is called Greetings of the Swift Storm. Deals 600% damage to a single opponent and gives them cancel status ailments block for 3 turns. That's pretty interesting. Extends the cooldown time of a single opponent who is affected by 4 or more temporary critical resist down effects by 1. That is only available in Arena and Club Festival, and the skill gains Bullseye. That is very, very good, and it's actually going to be useful in Ultra Arena quite a bit. Extending the cooldown of enemies in Ultra Arena is actually OP. It's very overpowered. It's very, very good. Action skill 1, High Voltage Charge, deals 300% damage to all opponents. It is an AoE and decreases all opponents' critical resist by 15% for 10 turns. That is crazy. So you're going to be able to stack up the decrease of their critical resist multiple times, meaning you're going to be able to hit crits like crazy if you're using this character. And then he also so besides decreasing critical resist by 15% for 10 turns, he's also going to decrease plus ultra move skill impact by 15% for 10 turns. That is insanely good. And when you pair this skill with other characters who can lower critical resistance, it gets a bit crazy. Honestly, I'm so excited to show you guys the teams I have planned today. His action skill 2 is called Voltage Boost. Gives character the ability to make a last stand 2 times, restores all allies damage taken by 30% for 3 turns, and increases plus ultra gauge of all allies by 30%. Giving all allies plus ultra gauge is really good, and restoring HP is good, and then having less, like, it's all good. It's all really, really good. Cooldown times of 4 on both those skills. His auto skill 1, I've got your back, gives character immunity to paralysis, gives all allies immunity to paralysis when character's HP is 30% or higher, gives character the ability to cover allies and tranquility when character's HP is 30% or higher, gives character the ability to make a last stand 3 times when character's HP is below 30% up to 3 times. After character receives 4 attacks from an opponent with cancel status ailments block, decreases plus ultra gauge charge rate of all opponents by 5% for 10 turns, and decreases their critical resist by 4% for 10 turns as well. His auto skill 2, power modulation, gives character the ability to make a last stand 1 time up to 1 time, gives cancel status ailments block to all opponents for 2 turns up to 1 time. That's at the beginning of battle, so that's really good. This effect cannot be nullified or canceled. That's actually insane. That particular effect is freaking broken. Cancel status ailments block, so they're not going to be able to cancel status ailments. They can nullify them still, so like Green Jiro still exists and is still good, but they can't cancel them. Also restores character's HP by 30% when character's HP is below 30% up to 5 times. Restores character's HP by 40% when character's HP is below 10% up to 3 times. Increases character's max HP by 10% after receiving 6 attacks from opponents with cancel status ailments block up to 6 times. That should actually be fairly easy to achieve because remember at the start of battle he does cancel status ailments block for 2 turns, and then you can apply it again with other skills, and so he'll basically, and he's tanking, he's drawing aggro, so he'll basically be taking all the attacks. So that's very easy to achieve. Decreases power of all opponents by 5% for 10 turns after temporary status ailments of an opponent are canceled 1 time, and multi-cancels equal 1 cancel. And then we have his EX skills down there. The most important EX skill for him is actually not the attack skill, it is going to be the defense skill. So we are going to do just a couple of different matches here. I do have 2 teams set up, so this is the first team I have set up. This is actually not the team I'm as excited about, but I feel like the team will still go fairly well. So we have Kaminari who can reduce crit resist, and Deku who gives crit resist to your team. So it's kind of an interesting combo. And then we have Bakugo for big damage. We're taking taking on a 356,000 total combat power team. We have 481,000 combat power. That is largely because we have two 130 characters on the sub slots, but I expect the main slot characters should be able to get it done on their own. And we'll take on at least one or two other harder teams after this team with this particular team, and then we'll switch to the other team. Okay, so to me, I think the biggest problem is still Compress because his binds are a little bit annoying and a little bit scary. So we're gonna go ahead and pop all of these skills right here, and hopefully we'll do a decent amount of damage. We are first. That wasn't really too much of a worry going against a lower combat power team, but it would be more of a worry to me when we take on a higher combat power team because of the memories I am running. I'm running more of a defensive memory, so keep that in mind. All right, now if we take a look at them, right, they should have critical resist down by quite a bit here. Meaning, oh, they also have cancel status elements block right there as well, so you can see that at the top. And then critical resist down for 9 more turns right there. They have a lot of debuffs. Power down, defense down, speed down. Plus ultra gauge fill rate down, so there's the plus ultra gauge fill rate down. That is insane that can actually pop turn 1. That's actually kind of broken. So that means they won't have plus ultras right away. That's actually really good. That's actually really, really good. And Bakugo kills with the crit because, remember, it's easier for him to hit crits. Nice. Putting the evasion on Kaminari with Dulce Summertime is also pretty good. Am I using Dulce Summertime? I think I am. I thought I was. Maybe I'm not. Why does he... Maybe... Wait, why did he have evasion? It had to be Dulce Summertime, right? One of these teams had it, and one of these teams didn't that I was running. I forget which one was which. I guess we'll see at the end. Either way, we're going to win this battle. All right, let's see his plus ultra animation. Times 3 speed. I actually love his plus ultra animation. It doesn't do a ton of damage, right? But that's okay. He doesn't need to do a ton of damage. Deku actually didn't get his plus ultra because of the plus ultra gauge rate down. Shoji still got his, but like not a big deal. I actually expect Bakugo to do a ton of damage right here, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, yep, he definitely did. He just hasn't done as much to Deku because Deku is type advantaged against him, and their Deku is probably actually built compared to the rest of their characters, to a degree. Remember, we have paralysis immunity, so even if their Kaminari was to try and do something, we'd be fine. It's like no one's getting paralyzed right there, which is absolutely amazing. So Festival Kaminari just absolutely gets shut down by this Kaminari right here, and this Kaminari is type advantaged. Alright, so we got evasion there, and there's the ult. Very easy match. We'll have to take on a harder team, obviously, and see how it goes. I think the biggest problem with this particular character is, like, it's better to run a defensive memory on him, obviously, because of what he does, but at the same time, you kind of need that turn 1 advantage to really secure a victory in Ultra Arena. And so if you don't have that turn 1 advantage, it can get a little bit more difficult. But there's the damage numbers. Not the most damage for Kaminari, right? We need to find a team that is going to be slightly better and have decent characters. And I think I just found it. At 456,000 is decent. Decent characters right here. So I think this will be a good challenge. And I did have Dulce Summertime. I had Dulce Summertime on Bakugo. I thought about putting adventure weights on Bakugo, but I think I ultimately decided I needed the speed. I don't know if I'm going to have enough speed to be faster than this other team because they do have Uraraka buffing the speed. So we'll see. I think we'll be okay though still potentially, but they're going to have piercing shot from Aizawa. This is a real test. This is the actual test to see how this goes. Hopefully it goes all right, but you never know. We'll see if Kaminari is able to tank, I feel like, right here. Alright, so cancel status elements is already applied to them from the start of the battle, so if we scroll down, we should be able to see that right there. Yep, cancel status elements block for 2 more turns. That is interesting. Now, I'm not running status element characters in this particular battle, but if I was, that would help so I could land more status elements potentially, unless they had nullify status elements, which is a little bit different. We are going second this time around, so that could be bad. Let's go for the penetrate buff there, actually. He should tank like a champ. Turn 1, I'm more worried about the stun, but we're actually okay. Okay, and we got some crits in right there as well. Alright, and he's actually tanking fine. And when he drops below 30% health, don't forget he can heal up to 5 times. Rocket attacks him, but he's fine. Him being a red tank is actually really good because a lot of the hard-hitting characters are actually red characters. So that's nice that he's at least type neutral with them. And there's not too many insane blue characters right now in the game that I can think of that hit too hard. So other like Steampunk Bakugo is okay, but not that crazy. So him being a red tank is actually really solid. All right, all of our plus ultras. Okay, we got the evasion, so this will do nothing. They also have evasion now. And everybody's fine from that. Bakugo has the bullseye, let's go. And then I think Kaminari might kill, if we're lucky. He doesn't do the most damage, but... ah, man, I was hoping. Alright, Aizawa hits him, removes buffs, but honestly, he'll be fine. And then he heals back up. We're actually chilling. I need Aizawa to die, though. Oh, there's the stun, man. That's not good. That was what I was worried about. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. We did throw off their plus ultras, though, I do believe. Hopefully. It looks like thanks to their plus ultra gauge being rated down. Here comes that ultimate. Oh, no, we actually lost somebody crazy. Now we have full 100% Deku out. As long as Kaminari can tank and full 100% can get going, we might be okay. 26,000. How much is Kaminari going to be able to tank, though? Because Aizawa's about to hit him hard here and remove buffs. Okay, you know what? He's actually okay. Say what you will, but he's a good tank. He's a very good tank. Alright, we will do all of our skills here. Get the healing going. That'll help. Whoa, 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 whoa! How did Kaminari just die? Okay, that's crazy. Alright, so maybe not the best team built for him right here. Literally, the speed advantage would have made the difference earlier on because we would have been able to beat the Steampunk Aizawa, but they just have too much healing. So we're going to move on to the next team because I think the next team is actually a whole lot better. Okay, so the second team we are going to use is a mono red team. I do have speed memories on these characters because I don't want to make the same mistake as last time where my team is not faster. We are taking on a Fantasy Bakugo, the Movie Deku, and the Steampunk Aizawa on the main slots, and then in the sub slots we have Festival Kaminari and UR plus Celebration Bakugo. Very strong team, 510,000 total battle power for them. Meanwhile, we have 480,000 battle power. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so I think the big one to get rid of would be Aizawa, but at the same time, Aizawa is going to have the last stands and the healing and stuff, so maybe we just go after Bakugo. Now, the interesting thing about this team is this move right here is going to be able to decrease all opponents' critical resist by 15%, and then this move also decreases their critical resist by 30% for 3 turns, allowing Bakugo, as the third person in the skill chain, to potentially do very big damage. However, for you to decrease their critical resist, they do have to be bleeding, thanks to Toga. So we're going to use skill 1 here, and then we'll use skill 2 on the next turn. And so this should be able to do a decent amount of damage right here. Okay, we got a buff block on some of them as well. That's solid. Alright, the buff block missed, or the buffs missed, thanks to the buff block, rather I should say, from Aizawa. And now we can go ahead and do these skills. Hopefully we get bleeds here. We did bleed all of them, which is beautiful. We got buff block on Fantasy Bakugo again, so if he tries to get pierced to Fantasy Bakugo, we're fine, because Bakugo is not going to get that buff. Alright, now we can pop all of our ultimates. So let's do that. We should be able to... yeah, we'll kill Fantasy Bakugo, so that should be fine. Yep. Goodbye. And now they're gonna go, but we have evasion, so we're okay on that. Toga gets to go. She should target Aizawa, ideally. Oh no, she actually targeted Kaminari. It makes sense. Alright, this one is not gonna do a ton of damage, but it's fine. And this should not do much of anything, yeah. Kaminari's fine for the tanking department there. This is a character, like Kaminari genuinely is a character I'd prefer to have at like level 130 if I could. Just because that would be a little bit better for tankability and his overall kit. At least while our red Kaminari is alive, we don't have to worry about being paralyzed by the green Kaminari as long as we're above 30% health. So that is nice. Okay. And are any of them bleeding? Yes, green Kaminari is bleeding, so we'll decrease his crit resist. And then dead. Let's go. Mono red team is actually surprisingly good. I don't think I've ever actually really used a mono team in Ultra Arena and been like seriously been like it's decent. Like it's been more of a joke every time I've done it, but this team feels okay. It doesn't feel bad. Like I won't say it's the strongest. It's definitely not the strongest, but it feels okay. Okay, good damage. Ooh, Kaminari should have the last stance. He should be. Oh, well, the buff removal. Okay, Kaminari's still fine. That was a little bit hairy there. All right, we should be able to get close to killing this Bakugo, hopefully. Nice bleed. And buff block is huge. There's no way they kill. Okay, yeah, he's fine. He's actually tanking really well. Look at the healing on this guy, man. What if we just ran him with a bunch of healers? Would he be killable? That's the question. Because he has Tranquility as well. I feel like he might be really good on a Tranquility team, but I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of his kit with lowering the crit resist. I don't know. Okay. Oops, I missed that tap. Don't mess your taps like me. He might actually die here. Yeah, the remove buffs. I can't do anything about that. I should have killed Aizawa at the start and we could have had a perfect. I literally should have just targeted Aizawa. It's fine. We'll still be able to finish it up, but I should have probably played that a tiny, teensy bit differently, and it would have gone better. Alright, so here he should die. A couple more normal hits. There we go. And then we just have to finish off this Deku. So Kaminari did get us to this point. I will say he tanked all of those hits. That was a lot of hits for him to tank. So between the buff block from Bakugo, the bleeds from Toga, the crit resist lowering from Toga, and Kaminari, I think it's a fairly decent team. For the first time in a while, like it's a mono team that is fairly decent in my opinion. So it makes me happy to have been able to show you guys that mono team. No point in really showing you damage because obviously Kaminari's not doing the most damage. He is your tank. Now I need to find, I love that Rocket team though, that's awesome. I need to find a team though that's going to be, I think this one's actually, well, no, it has green. If it didn't have green Toto, if I had another character in the main slot, it would have been halfway decent for the main slot characters. 417,000 combat power, but this team also has, actually, which one do I want to take on? I think this team, because this team seems more doable, even though it's a higher battle power, right? They don't have Momo and Celebration or Araka on the same team, so it seems more plausible that my team is faster. I don't know if we win this one. This one's actually going to be hard, just like the previous one with the other team was hard. So we'll see. This might actually be the same person. I don't know. We'll try. Honestly, I'm kind of terrified of Blue Aizawa, so if I can kill him first, that would be lit, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. It might just be too hard with the type disadvantage to actually kill him, and they're still faster than me. Somehow we made it out without like getting completely screwed over, but Yeah, that could have gone a little bit better. Even type disadvantage, Celebration Bakugo is such a beast. Alright, we got the buff block on Aizawa. Alright, now we just need... Ooh, they actually didn't get their plus ultra. So there's that plus ultra coming in. Let's go ahead and do all of our ultimates. Aizawa's going for first, of course. So he's going to probably kill Kaminari because he's going to be able to remove buffs. I hate that about him, man. This is probably the nemesis. Yeah, the nemesis of Kaminari right there. Literally, otherwise, freaking we had it. That's what I was worried about. That's why we wanted to kill him. Man. There he goes. He's dead. Dead from the bleed, man. All right, well, I could definitely win this match, but I'm gonna reset and we're gonna take on a different match because the one character I feel like you don't want to take on with Kaminari is that blue Aizawa, because Fantasy Aizawa is still just goated to this day. Okay, final match here for the mono red team. We're going to take on a 506,000 combat power team. However, this time they don't have a blue Aizawa, so maybe we have more of a chance. They do, however, have Yayurozu. Yayurozu's speed boost is just hard to get around, and we're not really running a speed boost character with this team, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But before we even hop into this match, if you guys have team suggestions for a second showcase that you would like to see this Kaminari used on, maybe those teams make him look a little bit better, let me know down in the comments and I might run one of your guys' teams. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you go down there and leave a comment. All right, with that said, into the final match. Okay, I'm seriously worried about this. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Who do I even go after, man? I don't feel like there's any good answer because he'll have barriers, he'll have the... I guess we have multi-hit. We'll be able to get around the barriers. I think we go after Toto first. All right, so we actually go first. That's sick. Okay. I wish this skill paralyzed right here. That'd be amazing. All right, we did get a bleed on Toto, so that's good. We also got some buff blocks there. Those buff blocks are going to be huge. And they're not able to cancel temporary status ailments, so they're not able to cancel the buff block, which is lit. That's really good. That's why the canceling temporary status ailments thing is so good. Now we can go after Toto full force. And more buff block on him. Let's go. Yep, he can't get buffed by that. No last stands for you, buddy. Alright, and Kaminari heals through that. Beautiful. And he is going to get a barrier here, but we should still be able to kill. Dead. There we go. Remember how much more combat power this team had than us, too. They had a ton. And we get the dodge. The Dulce Summertime is actually immaculate on Kaminari. 10,200 damage, man. My only gripe is he doesn't do enough damage on his ultimate, but that's fine. I wouldn't expect him to do that much because that's not what his kit is about. Oh, I really thought that Deku was dead right there, but we do have buff block on him, so that's good. And they can't nullify the buff block, which is the big thing. Like, I can't stress enough how much Kaminari is doing that you just don't realize, because them not being able to cancel temporary status ailments is actually insane. And that buff block is really good when it lands. Now I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about Blue Toto, but I think Yellow Deku has to go first, otherwise they'll just keep healing, because we're type disadvantaged, so we're not going to be able to do enough damage quickly enough to kill Blue Toto. That's my thought process, at least. Okay, all of our plus ultras onto this Deku. Hopefully we can kill him. Toto is going first. He'll put Frostbite on somebody potentially, but yeah, he put it on Kaminari, but not a big deal, honestly. 82,000 from Bakugo. There's the last stand. And we should be able... I don't want to say we will yet. We might be able to... No, we're not going to be able to kill because of the health from Yayurozu. At least Kaminari heals all the way. Oh my gosh, we're... What? How does this work? Why is... Oh, I was like, why is Kaminari going 5th? He's going 5th because of Frostbite. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Alright. A little bit annoying, but it is what it is. There we go. Okay, big. Yo, we're gonna win this. Let's go. Okay, turn where neither of us has action skills. That's fine. And we should be going first right here. We can kill Yayurozu off, and then we just gotta finish Shoto. Absolute win for Mono Red. Honestly, I'm so happy. Let's go. Okay, so that is the Kaminari Showcase. That one felt really good. That match made me very happy. So when you're not going against Blue Aizawa, you can still take on some of the best characters in the game and do well with this character. So I don't think he's necessarily top of the tier list, to be completely honest, at the end of this video and after having tested him. I do think he's up there on the tier list. I think he's decent, but I don't think he's top tier. That's my opinion. I will do an updated tier list here probably soon, within the next week or so. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you are subscribed with the notification bell turned on. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there and hitting that like button as well. I would really appreciate it. And once again, in the comments, let me know if you guys have other team suggestions that you would like to see this Kaminari on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.